We're here, Brooklyn, New York, and we're here with Andrew Gellis, owner and creator of Substance Skate Park. Yo, we got a brand new indoor skate park in New York City. This is the first time ever. Like, big shouts out to Andrew Gellis. Years ago, just Union Square, outside skating, like, he really goes back. Like, we go back probably like 10, 15 years, just homies.
15 at this point.
For real. So to see him and bringing this to the skateboard culture and helping out so many people, like, yo, we appreciate it so much.
Thank you, man. Dude.
For real.
I love it. I'm happy to be here. And I always, like, growing up, me and BD would skate these parks, and they were a lot of fun, but they were always, like, really temporary. They'd be closed in a year, or, you know, you could only get in if you did a certain thing. And when I opened the park, I wanted to do the opposite of that. I actually had one guy come up to me and was like, "How does it work?" And I was like, "Oh, it's $20. And he was like, "Oh, are you cool guying me?" And I was like, "No, I don't cool guy anyone. That's the whole point. It's like everyone pays the same amount, everyone can skate for the same amount." And we're here for 9 more years, so
wow,
maybe 15. We'll see. Who knows?
Wow. So tell the people where exactly the park is located.
So the park, it's complicated. The park is at 314 Shoal Street in Brooklyn, New York. It's kind of on the border of Williamsburg and Bushwick. You can take the L train right there. We also have a street section across the street at 305 Shoal Street. Technically, for legal purposes, it is a skateboarding warehouse where I build ramps, but if you pay the $20, I'm happy to give you access to that as well. So basically, you're getting 2 spaces to skate for the price of 1.
So when you say pay to access, this is like a key code where people could just come, put in a...
Yeah, so there are 2 ways to do it. You can either become a key member, where you get, for $120 a month, you get unlimited 24/7 access to both parks. Or you can just pay for the day. If you're like only in town for a little bit, then it's $20 a day to skate.
Wow, so 24/7, we got a spot in the city. And like, honestly, we've, like you said, parks are always closed and we've never had anything indoor. You would think all of these brands and companies that have came here, no one's ever really made an official skate park that we can go to with lights. So you did that, man.
Well, I think part of the reason that is because a lot of these brands, especially the bigger fashion companies, what they do is they figured out the supply-demand equation, which is if you cut the supply, the demand goes through the roof, right? So that's what they do with shoe releases. That's what they do with limited edition collabs, all these things that you see. The problem is that once you start doing that, your business model has to stay the same, including skate parks. So if a big company is trying to sell all these small amount of shoes at a high price, they can't then open a skate park to everyone. They have to open a skate park with the same business model. Small amount of people, very hard to get into. It might be free, but if you can't skate it, what's the point?
Right.
You know?
Right.
So we're trying to do the opposite of that.
So you got your foot in the door by doing skateboard lessons, and that, you know, skateboarding in New York is as hard as it is, but actually getting the skill to be able to do tricks at these parks and come to these parks and have flow, you know, you're providing that, and you started providing that for these skaters.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing is just having patience, because they're, you know, it takes a skateboarder to teach a skateboarder, because when a normal person looks at someone trying their first kickflip, they're like, "I don't get it, why can't they do it? How come you didn't do it? It's been 20 minutes, you haven't landed this yet?" But as a skater, we know, we grew up taking forever to land all these tricks, and you really just have to take your time with it. I'd also say one of the biggest challenges, like, I remember I went to public school and I'd be in math class with 35 other people, and they'd be like, "All right, there are 35 different brains here. They're all going to learn math like this." And I was like, I'm borderline dyslexic, so I couldn't do it that way. And I try to take the same approach to teaching skateboarding. I don't think there is a right way or a wrong way to teach. I think that if you are teaching 35 different kids, you better be teaching 35 different ways. But the beauty of skateboarding is there are very few physical limitations. Like, I hate to break it to you guys on the internet, but if you're not a certain height, you're probably not making the NBA. If you're not big enough, you're probably not making the NFL. But you can kind of be born however you want and still be an awesome skateboarder. And that's been one of my favorite things about it so far.
That's real talk right there, man. And if you come to Substance Skate Park, you see girls skating, you see young kids skating, older guys skating, all ages, all range, you feel me? And it's a very inclusive park. And I just want to thank you for kind of keeping that open and letting everybody feel comfortable and
hell yeah. And we try to do that with our social media. Like, one post will be the sickest trick I've ever seen by some pro, and the next will be like some little girl learning how to drop in for the first time. And I think that's what skateboarding really is, you know? And if you ever want to get to that point of being the pro skater and getting the big contract and doing the big trick, you got to learn to drop in first. So
that's right. And it all inspires us. You feel me? So I'm sure everybody's familiar with coronavirus. Things are closed right now. We're not able to go and move around as freely as we have been. So opening up a skate park during this time, I'm sure was a lot of blockades that you may have caught. So when we watch the footage from Substance, you see everybody has their mask on and is following, social distancing properly. How important is that for you to stay safe and keep your park safe?
I mean, it's our number one priority, especially as case numbers rise. But the one good thing is that these things really do work. I mean,
right.
I've been exposed at this point because life happens, to multiple people who have had the virus in the park, and everyone freaks out. And I'm like, no, they were wearing this the whole time. And every time I have a test, I come back negative. I mean, my personal bubble right now is 0. I do not interact with a single human being without a mask every single day within 6 feet of me, because that's just how I live my life. I don't think this will be forever, but I do think the good thing, and it's a weird, it's a blessing in disguise, I suppose, is that there are people, and I've received death threats on Instagram and all sorts of fun things, who will not wear a mask, and they're not showing up at my park. So problem solved,
Yeah, that's their loss.
That's it,
That's
so,
their loss right there.
It's a bummer, It is what it is.
Right. Like this is the first skate park in New York City. So with that comes, I understand, isn't like rent and these things very hard? Insurance, like I've heard that being an issue. That's why so many people haven't done it.
I mean, the insurance is tricky. It's a astronomical number, but not as crazy as you'd think, because if I walked into Starbucks today and someone left a coffee there and I slipped on it and broke my head open, I could sue Starbucks. The good thing is that I make everyone who comes in sign a liability waiver. So God forbid something goes wrong at Substance Skate Park, it would be much harder for you to sue me. And I also just think, I don't have as much money as Starbucks. So I think very few people in general sue skate parks, just because they know that the owners are just like regular dudes like us. So that made it a little bit easier. The rent is astronomical. I mean, it's just a number that's insane. However, if I were to open the business 6 hours a day, I wouldn't get a break on rent. So I figured, why not make it 24/7? We do have guests and key members paying bills at all times. It helps. I didn't go into this thinking I was going to make a lot of money. I was right so far. But, we are able to pay our bills. We're hoping to expand at some point. And the one break I got was the second lease I signed was during COVID. So I got locked into a low rate for a long amount of time. So,
good.
I can't look the camera in the eye and say we're not going anywhere, because I don't know what the future holds. But if people continue to support, we'll make it,
Yes.
So that's it.
Who are some notable key members, like some pro skaters that people could run into? Substance.
Pretty much the original Substance team, the original Fibro team. A lot of them got keys. John Shanahan got a key. Who else ponied up for a key? The owner of Jenkum got a key. Just a lot of really cool people, and a lot of my friends I grew up skating with, pulled up and supported. So that's been really cool.
That's what it is, man. It's good to see people come and support. I got my key on the way.
Hell yeah.
I need one of those. Whenever I need a trick I'm working on, I could just pull up in the middle of the night, tap in that key code, and get it going, bro. I'm super hyped, man. Substance. And you could always support by coming to Substance Skate Park, and he has a shop, right? You have a shop downstairs?
Yeah, we got a shop. We got our own merch. We got all the boards you need. We don't have major shoe accounts or major distribution accounts. But there's also Labor skate shops down the road, Uncle Funky skate shops in the city, KCDC's up the block. So there are a lot of other cool shops as well in New York City. But I'd rather sell you an experience than sell you a physical product. So, if you come in on a weekend, we're open 10 hours a day. It's about $2 an hour. So pull up and skate,
That's what's up.
That's the main thing.
Like your perspective on things, you're very open-minded and super positive, and I feel like in the skate scene in New York, that's kind of rare. You feel me? I feel like a lot of people may be a little more closed off. How did you get to this point, growing up in the city?
I guess I just never really bought into all that stuff. Like my catchphrase these days is, I used to think I was cool whenever I see someone try to cool guy me, but I never really thought I was that cool. I like grew up, I'm sure you remember this, I had super tight shoelaces.
Right.
I never could afford any good clothes. Luckily, I got hooked up by like random companies and stuff along the way, but I just never thought skating was that cool. I guess it's all right that it's cool now, but to me, like, and I'm not talking crap on anyone, I just think we're on a stick of wood pushing around with wheels on it. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, and I love doing it every single day. So I don't know, like, I'm just not that cool. And I don't think anyone else is either, but I'm down to have fun every day.
You did it for the love
Yeah.
of the wood, not the glitz and glam that comes with skating that
Yeah.
people are into now.
I mean, when I see someone, you know, rocking a $80 t-shirt that my grandma would have bought, I'm just like, okay, dude, that's cool. But when I see someone do a cool trick, that I'm into, I'm like, hey, that was pretty cool, you know?
Right.
So that's just my perspective on it.
We got companies like Supreme getting sold for $1 billion and like
I thought it was 2.1, right?
even more, 2.1 billion, and we grew up right around the people who kind of made Supreme what it is. And,
Yeah.
you know, we were around all of them all the time. So.
But like I said, they figured out supply and demand, you know?
For real.
Whatever they did worked, and they, you know, like I am in a weird way, although I'm not part of that business whatsoever, I'm standing on the ground that they built. Like they made skateboarding what it is, and every time, you know, a certain pro skater who I'm not going to name does a Dior ad or whatever,
Right.
that someone watches that Dior ad and goes, that's skateboarding. Right. I'm going to buy a skateboard. I'm going to go to Substance Skate Park and learn. So in a weird way, we're all connected, even if we're doing different things. And every time you see a skate company you don't agree with, or a skater whose style you hate or whatever, guess what? That person probably got 10 more people into this cult. So like whatever, it's all good things at the end of the day.
That's true.
Yeah.
Andrew, I appreciate you so much.
Dude.
Thanks for taking the time out.
Give me that distant shake right quick.
We're
We're staying
going back to
distant.
the masks on. Make sure y'all pull up.
Yep.
314 Shoal Street, Substance Skate Park, and it's a blessing. Like I said, this is the first indoor skate park in New York City. It's been forever. Never.
Yeah. And last thing I want to say to the camera real quick is if you think you can do a better job than what we did, whether you're a nobody or a giant multi-billion-dollar corporation, go for it. We need more of these, and I'm happy to help you out. I'll take you out to lunch when this pandemic's over and tell you everything I know, because I think that skateboarding, no matter who you are in it, I think we all grow together.
That's right. It's all about expanding. What's next for Substance?
That's a
I
tough.
mean, you just opened the second park next door, which was
Yeah,
wild.
we're like, yeah, I remember that day I tricked all you guys.
Surprised us, man.
You know, I don't want to count any chickens before they lay eggs, but all I'll say is this in front of the camera. It is the roughest time to already own a business in history, and it's the best time to start a new business in history. So even though I'm personally have not had a day off since June 18th, and personally, like, really the last thing I personally want to do is open a new park. I know that if I were to get the opportunity to get another space, whether it's in Harlem, whether it's in New Jersey, whether it's in Times Square, which is a serious consideration right now, I would have to take it, because in a year, these deals will not be here anymore. Right. So if we were to expand, I'd shoot myself, but I'd also like know that this is the time to do it. So, and I encourage anyone else, if you can somehow, you know, I don't know what everyone's situation is, but if there was ever a time to make the craziest decision of your life, do it now. And the only people who ever change the world are the people who are crazy enough to think that they can. So go for it. This is it. 2020, 2021.
2021, man.
Let's make it happen, you know?
So here at No Jumper, you know, we do got a big skateboard following, but Adam 22 is a BMXer, so you know there's a lot of BMXers that are in the No Jumper family. Do you think in your next park you will expand to something that could maybe cater to bikers as well?
That depends on two things. That depends on insurance contracts, which for us are up on October 14th. I'd like to give a huge shout out to my current landlord, who despite everything wanted us to get a $7 million umbrella policy. And raise my insurance by $5,000 a year during the pandemic. Yes, I'm serious. So for that reason, we couldn't expand to bikes, scooters, or rollerblades. Full disclosure, if we were gonna expand, it's a lot cheaper just to expand to rollerblades than a handlebarred vehicle.
Yeah.
I didn't know that till recently. That being said, it also depends on the square footage of the place we get. I'll be honest, I don't think Substance 1 I just don't think BMX can fit in there. I don't think I'm wrong about that. Substance 2, totally. The street section, there's room. We could do something if the insurance lines up. I just need the insurance to line up, and in the next location, same thing. So it all depends on factors I can't control, but I'd be happy to do it.
Stay tuned for that, man.
Yeah.
We out here. Andrew, I appreciate you, brother.
Anytime. Thanks, BD. And we got another time we'll tell some funny stories about us growing up and skating and all that.
We got a bunch of those.
Oh my God, dude. So many.
At the park, man. I got this fresh board set up, ready to go skate.
Let's do it.
Let's get it. We here at Substance Skate Park. Just got done having a session with my boy right here. Fam, OG, New York City shredder, Dwayne Almonte. What's good, brother? So I've been skating with you for like over 10 years now. We've seen all these parks come and go, from the old LES to the new parks getting redid. We've never had something indoor. How is that for you, being able to come here and skate?
Just being able to like dodge a couple of days of the cold, just hop in when it's just like too unbearable. It's something different, you know. Like it's dope to be outside all the time, and it's like cold. It helps you, like, it kind of makes you like stronger in your skating. Like you're not as tired as fast. Like you don't overheat. It's like a weird dynamic as the summertime. So.
Right.
But sometimes it's just too unbearable. Once it hits 20 and it starts snowing, it's like you want to find a place like this just to dive inside.
So a lot of skaters around the country don't realize how cold it really gets here, and we can't even skate all year round. So this is the first opportunity we're getting to be able to skate like this all year round. Do you think the level of skating in New York is going to go up because of places like this?
I mean, potentially can, because a lot of kids from New York reference California a lot, and it's like, we're from New York. We actually were raised in the cold. I know it's like we can't skate the total year round, but it's like this is what we're used to, you know. East Coast shit, it gets cold here. You deal with it. That shit makes you, it toughens you up a bit too. I'm not gonna lie to you. Crazy.
That's a fact. So earlier in there, he landed a switch heel, fakie manny, fakie flip out. Which Dwayne is probably the most tech skater I know to come out of the city. How'd you, like, what skaters did you look up to growing up that made you kind of helped you, or videos you watched growing up?
I grew up almost around 3. Chris has some Day One songs, so like that's where the tech part comes in. I feel like a lot of other like style-wise is more like P-Rod. That was like my number one idol. Was just like P-Rod this, P-Rod that, P-Rod, you know.
That's a fact.
Just growing up.
So let them know where they can follow you at, bro.
You can catch me on Almonte _ Dwayne. It's ALMONTE_DWAYNNE.
What's happening, man? New footage dropping this year. It's 2021, man. Substance Skate Park. We out here. Wow. So we here with New York City OG coming up, pro Leo Heiner, shutting it down. One of the most well-rounded skaters, consistent skaters that I've ever met. And he's from New York City, and that's a fact, bro. It's always a blessing to skate with you, man.
Yo,
so we here right now at Substance Skate Park. And how does this feel, like, just coming to the first indoor park in New York?
It's the first 24 hours indoor park, for sure. Like, remember, we had, what was that? X Park? What was it called?
Yeah, I
Be
do remember
Unique
that.
after that? Like,
I do remember that.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was back in, like, what, 2002, 2003, 2004?
That was in Staten Island?
Nah, bro, it was in, like, Park Slope, like Sunset Park. Yeah,
and it was like a
4th Avenue,
rollerblade
20th,
/ park kind of, right? Yeah, I remember that.
Nah,
Damn,
but then,
that was
like,
a minute ago.
then you got 50/50 Skate Park in Staten Island, but that's in Staten Island. It's kind of deep to go there.
Yeah. How is that park?
I haven't talked to Ed or Angela in mad long, Angelica in mad long.
I was thinking if that park was still open, man.
Yeah, no, it's there. It's there. I think it's there. And it's still got the Wu-Tang sign outside and shit. But like,
So today, let's talk about that trick, that tray flip. What was that, tray flip tail grab you caught today? Yo, that was crazy.
yeah.
Flew out, tray flip tail grab on the mini ramp, which is like a big mini ramp. That ain't no small mini ramp. Yo, that was fire, G.
Thank
like,
you, bro. Appreciate it.
How did you know, growing up in New York City, we didn't really have much transition. You know, you had Owl's Head, maybe a couple other spots. How did you really get good at tranny and become well-rounded like that with the small resources that we had years ago?
I skated at Outside, bro. I actually started skating at Riverside, and then I went to Outside, and then I moved to Staten Island, which was like the worst, but it was alright.
Right.
And then shout out to Carolyn.
At
So
CD
you,
Skate Shop.
you was
But
in
then I
Brooklyn
skated.
originally?
Yeah, bro. I was in Brooklyn.
Okay.
And then moved to Staten Island and I skated Rexplex.
Yes.
Yo,
dude,
Rexplex is crazy.
I actually
bro.
learned how to drop in there.
Damn, I learned how to drop in there.
On the small, like, little silver mini ramp. That
On
was, like, in the back shit.
yeah, right next to the vert ramp.
Yeah, that shit was fucking.
That was mad fun.
That was.
That was a good time, bro. That was crazy. I think where did we meet? Hoboken? You were
I
on
think I
like
may
the
have saw you
Lola
at a
shit.
contest
Yeah.
or some shit. Nah, I never was
no.
on Lola, but like I was fucking with all the kids that was on Lola.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Kevin
We were at
Tierney,
Hoboken, bro.
Yajay.
I remember that was like one of the first times that we were actually talked. I was like, oh, yo. Like,
Yeah.
I kept seeing you around before that. It was crazy.
Yeah, that shit was tight, man.
Yeah.
The game has changed so much.
Yeah.
There's so many more skaters now, I feel like.
OD. There's mad skaters now. There's, like, yo, you come here at any given day or night and there's like at least 20, 30 people skating.
Right. Well-rounded too. Like you got your girls, OGs,
Yeah,
young bucks,
mad.
all races from all over the city. People come from out of state to come skate here. It's pretty
Yeah,
dope.
It's OD. I'm hyped.
So we in a
Good time.
crazy position right now, man, with obviously coronavirus. Everybody, we just took our masks off for this interview. As soon as this shit's over, we're gonna throw the mask right back on and get back to skating. But how, like, first off, are you gonna get the vaccine? You think you're gonna get it?
I'm gonna wait to see if other people get like any kind of side effects. I
That's
might
what
get
I
it.
was
I might
saying,
get
too.
it. I'm probably gonna get it just so I can be safer for like society.
I was saying, like, I
Even
want
though it sucks.
I want to wait and see if the shit actually work. Like,
yeah, same.
how do you know motherfuckers ain't gonna catch it? Like, who'd they test it on? Who put themselves
Exactly,
up
bro.
for
That was quick, bro. It was quick.
Yeah.
It was quick.
Shit's scary, dude, man. But
Yeah, I don't know if my mom wants to put the vaccine, but I don't know, bro.
it might get to a point where you can't go certain places if you don't have the
it.
vaccine.
It's gonna be like the flu vaccine, like the flu shot.
Hopefully we can look back on this interview and be like, oh yeah, remember that?
That's OD. Bro.
Hopefully we can look back on this,
Yeah.
man. But so what's next?
What's next? Just keep filming, bro. Just keep filming as much as possible. Try to get as many
Facts.
clips as possible. Trying to develop stuff.
Yes.
Working on stuff. You know what I mean?
I know you busy, man.
Yeah. I'm working
I
on
know
real
that.
estate. I'm getting my my broker's license. I got my
That's a
my
beautiful thing.
salesperson's license for like 6 years now, bro.
That's
Been
a
working real
beautiful
estate
thing
like
right there.
6 years.
Would you say real estate is going up, like the demand for living in New York is going up or down?
Nah, it's
Since-
going down. Like there's a lot of supply. There's a lot of apartments. So
I
like
feel like people want to leave the city a little bit right now. That's going to change, you know. It's still
they're gonna
New
come
York,
back.
but
And it's gonna be strong when it comes back.
yeah,
for
I
sure.
believe that too.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big comeback.
And let them know where they could
Sick.
follow you at, and let them know your sponsors too, so they can tap in.
Word. So you can follow me on Instagram at TonyHawkNY.
Sir.
Shout out Tony Hawk. Skate for Toro Skateboards, After Midnight Clothing, Rockstar Bearings, DC Shoes, even though I don't have no DC shoes on right now because I haven't got no shoes in a minute. But shout out to DC Shoes, Jeff Pang. CD
Coming.
Skate Shop from Matt. The homies from CD Skate Shop.
Fire.
Bro. Shit, I got mad. I got El Senor,
Yes, big shouts out to Spencer. Big shouts out to
Rockstar.
Rodney.
Rodney. Bro. Arizona.
Oh
OD,
yeah,
bro.
Yo, you guys
Yeah.
just went on like a big
Yeah.
trip in the city, right? I seen there was a
Yeah,
clip
bro.
of homie 180'd the fucking 145th train.
Yeah, that was OD. That was OD. That
Bones,
was so
his name
intense.
is?
Yeah, Bone Salone,
Yo,
bro.
we're gonna add this clip too of that
Yo.
dude. That was one of the craziest
That was
trips I've ever
intense,
seen.
bro.
From one train track to the next, the Arizona skate team, man, shut it down.
That was OD. Yo, it was crazy because it was intense, bro. It was raining that day, and Jay-Z was like, "Yo, we gotta go over there. We're gonna go, go to Uptown. I wanna find it. Joe Salone's gonna 180 it." And I was like, "Yo," and then we got there and it was bumps. I'm like, "Nah."
Yeah, they like added more bumps, right?
Yeah. And I have that. I have the iPhone 11, so I was filming, and then my mom calls me, bro. As soon as he puts the board down.
Oh yeah, I
I'm
did
like,
see that. I did see that. I
no.
did see that. You know,
That was
mama
mad
come
funny.
first, though.
Yeah,
always.
for sure, bro.
We're gonna
Mom's
add
first.
that clip for y'all to see that though too. But man, I appreciate you chopping up with us.
For sure, bro.
Good shredding
Good time,
today.
bro.
Make sure y'all tap in with Leo. Let's get it, man. Substance Skatepark.
Yeah.
We out.